Man of war. Farewell and adieu, you fine Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. We've received orders to sail to old England. Sure, in a short while, we'll see you again. Well, set our ship to with the winds at southwest, boys. Hove our ship to strike soundings clear. And we let go the topsail, and we'll go right away, boys. Straight down the channel, our course we did steer. And we're rants and we're all like true British sailors. Rants and we're all the rest of our lives. We'll drink and be jolly, drown melancholy. Here's a health to old England, our sweethearts and wives. And the first land we saw was call it the Dead Man. Around says then Plymouth, Portsmouth and wide. We sailed by Beachy, by Fairlight and Dover, and then haul away to the Southmoreland Light. And we're rants and we're all like true British sailors. Rants and we're all the rest of our lives. We'll drink and be jolly, we'll drown melancholy. Here's a health to old England, our sweethearts and wives. And then the order came for the great fleet to anchor, all on the Downs, the night for to lie. We let go cat stoppers, so clear the skank painters, a hauling clue garnets, let sheets and tacks fly. And we're rants and we're all like true British sailors. Rants and we're all the rest of our lives. We'll drink and be jolly and drown melancholy. Here's a health to old England, our sweethearts and wives. And so let every man take off his full bloater, and let every man take off his full glass. For we will be jolly, we'll drown melancholy, and we'll drink a good health to each sweetheart and the lass. And we're rants and we're all like true British sailors. We're rants and we're all the rest of our lives. We'll drink and be jolly and drown melancholy. Here's a health to old England, our sweethearts and wives. Thank you very much. Can you hear me at the back? Good. What's we doing? Okay. It's a Rory McLeod song. Oh yeah, I hear the rent collector knocking and the tax collector rings. The rich have lots of money and the poor have lots of kiddies. Collector man, hear him knocking at our door. so popular before. Collector man, he missed the mansion, but a knock on our poor door. Daddy couldn't pay, collector man, telephone the law. Collector man, hear him knocking at our door. I never knew us poor people were so popular before. Well, my daddy told me, my brother, to get out of school to work for money here. Your education won't go far, and when you were starving, your looks at me nothing. Collector man, hear him knocking at our door. I never knew us poor people were so popular before. I go to work every day in the factory, I'm working my fingers to the bone just to bring some money home. See the man in the factory making money out of me, gets to my door, what do I see? Waiting there for me, collector man, wanting more money. So I go to work every day, I work my fingers to the bone just to bring some money home. That's it. So popular before. Yeah, well, my daddy told me and my brother to keep and save everything you find. Tomorrow there won't be anything, the rich are getting richer all the time. Collector man, hear him knocking at our door. I never knew us poor people were so popular before. Yeah, the kids at school, they will laugh and they stare at me because my trousers don't fit. People there stare at the sun only when there's an eclipse. Collector man, hear him knocking at our door. I never knew us poor people were so popular. I never knew us poor people were so damn popular. I never knew us poor people were so damn popular before. So finding your cultural reference point might be a bit tricky in this. I should play it in a kilt, that'll make it even more complicated, wouldn't it? So this is called The Taoist Farmer. Might need a little bit more guitar on this one if somebody... Can someone come and help this guy out? He can't get a pint glass out there. He's already had too much, obviously. There was a farmer who had a son, sent him to the fields with a horse to graze. He fell asleep, when he awoke the horse had gone. Came home alone, all the neighbours said, what bad luck, but the farmer said, how do you know, how do you know, how do you know, how do you know? And the very next day, the farmer sent his son off to the field to find the horses. And he found the horse and then 7 other wild ones, and he brought them home. All the neighbours said, what good luck, but the farmer said, How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? And the very next day, the farmer sent his son off to the fields to tame the wild horses. And the very first one threw him straight to the ground, and it broke his arm. And all the neighbours said, what bad luck. But the farmer said, how do you know? How do you know? How do you know? And the very next day, there was a war declared. The army men, they came marching through the farm, looking for young men, but they couldn't take anyone with a broken arm. And all the neighbours said, what good luck. But the farmer said, how do you know? 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 Dogs walking, leaves talking, as they chatter with the wind. Sparrow flies by, in the bushes she sings. Trees stand firm as they grow from young to old, and the morning sun comes to drive out the cold. Morning people, they're doing their morning thing, whilst the sleeping people do their sleeping in. The riders ride and the joggers jog on by, whilst I just try to let go. I've never stood in the same place twice. I'll never stand in the same place twice. Chilly Tai Chi mornings on a springtime day. Chilly Tai Chi mornings help me find the flow. See the wild crane spreads her wings and fly, brings a smile to my face every time. I like to feel the new sun's warming. I'm a man who likes to embrace a tiger in the morning. dog walking, leaves talking as they chatter with the wind. A sparrow flies by and she does her thing. And soon enough my busy day will begin. Until then I just try to let go. I've never stood in the same place twice. I'll never stand in the same place twice. Chilly Tai Chi mornings on a springtime day. Chilly Tai Chi mornings help me find the flow. I had an old friend, I met him in a bar, and he told me all about the new path he had found just by hanging about. Told me about the people he had met, and he told me about all the books that they had read. Told me about all the things they had said. And it seems he stands in circles of stones. He is always with others, he's so very rarely alone. Wears white robes, wears white wellies. He gets up for the crack of dawn, and that's a time he's never ever seen before. And then once a year he will appear on the telly. And we talked about the birds, we talked about the bees, and we talked about the wind as it blows in the trees. Talked about the things I hold dear, and he told me why his perception was so very clear. I thought to myself, just what the world needs, another bloody druid. Just what the world needs. Just what the world needs, another bloody druid. And he told me stories of intelligent fish. There was this geezer stuck his thumb in a cooking dish. He told me stories of shapeshifters abounding. He's got so much more to learn, of course, so he sent off for a mail order course. For £200 he'll get a druidic grounding. Oh yeah, and we talked about the birds, talked about the bees, about the wind as it blows in the trees. Talked about the things he holds dear, and he told me why his perception was so very clear. I thought to myself, just what the world needs, another bloody druid. Just what the world needs. Just what the world needs, another bloody druid. And I was sat around a campfire. I was surrounded by friends and vaguely good wine. And the bard got up, he told his tale. Took me on an adventure in my mind. Took me on a magical time. And he told me stories of intelligent fish, about his geezer stuck his thumb in a cooking dish. He told me stories of shapeshifters abounding. And he held me safely by the hand as he took me through a magical land. And the sights I saw were frankly astounding. Oh yeah, and we talked about the birds, we talked about the bees, about the wind as it blows in the trees. Talked about the things we hold dear, and I could see his perception was so very clear. I thought to myself, just what the world needs, another bloody druid. Just what the world needs. What the world needs, another bloody druid.